Hey folks, Leanne Bridges here. I am the Human Potential Catalyst, author, speaker, and founder of Designing Transformation. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about goals and the myths around goal setting. And it's really important right now because we're at the end of January and so many of us have already forgotten what our New Year's resolutions were or our dreams for this year. They've kind of been put in the back burner. So it's a really good time. It's not too late to think about goal setting. So today what I want to talk about are what are some of the myths around goal setting that kind of stop us from actually doing that, because these myths stop us from actually achieving our goal. So one of them is that people will say, you know what, it's useless. Things change so quickly that I can't make a goal because it's going to change before I know it. And it's really important to think about goals are not something that get you stuck in time. They should be more flexible. And when you have structure and flexibility combined together in your goal setting, it helps you to be very resilient. When something doesn't come about, you can come back up and help to reset, rethink about, okay? So the first one's really the myth that it's useless, but if another thing I would say is I used to do with companies is I would say if you have a plan, at least budget in for flexibility into your plan so that you actually know. And it's the same with your time. If you had the whole day structured, you don't have any flexibility in there, it's really hard to be able to move and flow. Another myth is I've tried making goals or setting goals and it just didn't work for me. So this is the idea that what happened in the past can never, will be repeated and I can never overcome that. So sometimes you just have to switch a little thing. It could be a method that you use that's right for you. It could be overcoming some of these myths and these things that stop you. So it's about thinking about what is it that would help you to be able to overcome what didn't work in the past. And then another one is, another myth is I don't really need to set goals. That this idea that I like to be creative and flexible and, maybe it's counter to being creative. It's maybe even counter to being spiritual. Just kind of let God kind of lead the way. Again, it's about having that structured flexibility, because can you imagine trying to build a home and, and you didn't have any goals, you didn't have any structure in it. Yes, you want some flexibility. But it's really important because 92% of people don't achieve their goals. Why? Because they don't properly lay them out, set them up, and work with them. So you want to be more the 8% who actually achieve your dreams and achieve your goals, right? So just because it hasn't worked in the past doesn't mean it's not going to work in the future. Maybe you didn't have some guidance along the way. Maybe you weren't as committed. Maybe it wasn't the goal for what you needed at the time. Another myth is that I just need a system. I don't really need goals. Well, we could create all these systems, but if we don't have an overarching view of where we want to go, it's very hard. And quite opposite really is that having goals help us to identify where it is we want to go and identify the gap in between and the steps we need to create, like that path to get there. A big one that maybe people don't articulate the most in terms of goal setting is I might fail. If I have to put myself out there, even if it's to myself, to say what my goal is, what if I don't achieve it? So if I just kind of just ignore it, maybe it'll happen by chance. But very few things happen by chance like that. It's really about setting proper intentions, having clarity around that, and setting a path. So that comes down to, a lot of people say, well, I have goals, but I don't need to write them down. Well, there's something really powerful by taking what's in your head and pulling it all together and writing it down, having it visual for you, because otherwise things just keep circulating in our mind and they get mixed up with everything else that's going on, the list of the day, the food shopping, all the other goals. It helps us to prioritize. So that's just a little bit of a view of some of the myths that get in the way of us goal setting. So I just want to remind you, it's not too late. January is still a great time to kind of to especially ride the energy of new and figure out what you want to do for this year and beyond. And on Friday, I have my first workshop. It's called Goal Setting to Achieve Your Dreams. And it's Friday, 4 to 5:30 Eastern Time. I'd love you to join. I have all the links and all the information below. Every month, I'm doing a different theme. And so I hope you can join this one. If you can't, then maybe next month, I'll let you know what that is. And then tomorrow, I'm going to do another video about why it's so important to do goal setting and kind of what's involved. All right. So thanks so much for listening. Have a great day. Namaste.